Hello everybody, how you doing? You are tuned into King Nico TV. What's up? I hope all is well. I hope everyone is doing good. So today, right now, I wanted to discuss with you all how to get high limit credit cards. So I first suggest that you clean up your credit, whether it be your business credit or personal credit. I suggest you clean up your credit. Make sure that you have no derogatories on your credit report. And I suggest that people obtain a small business. That's my number one recommendation. And I feel like the business will yield the consumer the high limit credit cards, whether it be a one-man show, two-man show, meaning that you have like one or two employees. I believe that you should start a business. This is what I'm about. I am a business alternative lender, and I'm the CEO of the Harris Electronic Lap Card business program. So that's my number one recommendation, is to clean up your credit, build your credit, whether it be your business credit or your consumer credit on your social security number or either your EIN. I suggest you restore your credit, build your credit. Just like you build a house, you start from the bottom and you build up. You start up, in my opinion. That's how I would do something if I were to do it. So I would say once you do that, have at least a 720 plus credit score. And you should at least have a $5,000 primary trade line. That's my suggestion. And high limit cards are reserved for people with good or excellent credit. So that's should be your number one goal, is to have at least a 720 plus. The higher it is, over 720, in my opinion, of course, is going to be the better for you. And make sure that you don't have a lot of inquiries on your credit report. Make sure that you are paying your bills on time and you keep your utilization on your credit card low. So I would suggest having your credit limit and your credit utilization under 15%. I know that's pushing it because people suggest like 30, but I would say keep it under 15%, especially on the personal side. If you got some businesses and you have some money that's flipping you money and making you more money, then I would be okay with closer to the 30%. But I say you keep it under 15% in the first tier of you building your personal credit or your business. That's the best way, in my opinion. So definitely make sure that your credit score is at least 720 plus. I would say at least 730, 740, 750. The higher the better. The better the highest it is, period. So I wanted to discuss some of the credit cards that I would suggest you start with. And I think the Wells Fargo Propel American Express card is a nice card to get. It's 0% interest for 12 months. And the lowest your interest APR is going to be is 3.99%. The highest is 25.9% variable. So it just depends on your credit score. So that's why I say always keep it higher. The higher it is, the better. The Chase Sapphire Preferred card, the highest credit limit on it is $100,000, and it's from Chase Bank. Not all the people that apply and the applicants that are approved for the card will get a high limit. The max is $100,000, and has a minimum credit limit of $5,000. So most people from, doing reviews and what I've seen by doing my research get between like $10,000 to $15,000. So, that's a good rate, or even maybe higher than that. So it just depends. I feel like that's a good one, the Chase Sapphire Preferred. And then there's the Chase Sapphire Reserve. And the credit limit will be a minimum of $10,000 or higher. And it may also yield a lot of bonus points. I know a lot of people talk about the $50,000 points that the Chase Sapphire Reserve have. So that's another good one. And I also want to discuss another one that I feel like have a great offer. So for the Citi Double Cash Card, you get 18 months of benefits. Like, the interest rate is pretty decent for at least 18 months. 12 months, I know, is the minimum for a lot of cards. They carry, a minimum of 12 months of 0% APR. So that's another good one. So for the Chase Slate, it's like one of the best balance transfer credit cards that's on the market. You have a starting off rate of 0% APR for 15 months. Yes, 15 months. And you have a $0 annual fee. And you have the possibility of getting a high limit to transfer, to do a, balance transfer. So that's pretty darn good, in my opinion. So I would suggest, those cards for right now. $0 annual fee and the high limits that you're able to get with the cards that I mentioned. So I also wanted to speak about some Amex Platinum cards. So those are more like charge cards. So charge cards are cards that you have to pay the balance off every month, and they set the limit based on what you spend and what you can pay back. So the higher you spend and pay back, the higher the limit will be for you and your business. So there's no preset spending limit. It's based on your spending. So you set the bar. They kind of have this AI system that they can tell what you're spending, and they'll set your limit based on what you're spending. And that's also for the Amex Gold. So they have the Amex Gold business and the Amex Platinum business, which I suggest everyone doing their research and getting. And you have to have good credit for the Amex Gold. And again, they set the limit based on your spending. So if you spend $1 million and you pay back all of that $1 million, then more than likely you're gonna have a credit limit for that. So it just depends on you. So it depends on your banking habit and the way that you bank and the way that you spend money and the way that you are spending and what you're doing and how you're taking care of your business and how much revenue is going out and coming back in, and you're paying your bills. That's what it's all based on. So for the Amex Gold, many card holders report the spending limits of $5,000 to $10,000. Some card holders, also report limits starting at $2,000. So it just depends on you and your spending habits. So make sure that you're taking care of your business and not overspending or doing something that is going to put you in debt and make you, have to owe these banks money back. You don't want to do that. You want to make sure you're taking care of your business. This is King Nico. You're tuned into the King Nico TV. I will talk to you later. Peace.